Hey guys, David here. So we're just going to start doing some YouTube lessons. I had a little inquiry on Instagram just regarding can you please break down the numbers for a relocatable house? So I thought, bang, why not? I'll jump on here and we'll break it down. So to get it started, we've got some information here up the top. We've got a spreadsheet of units. Now, just remember, this is case by case basis. Every single job is different. They're not all the same, but here's roughly what I priced up. I'd actually looked at one of these projects a little while ago, so I thought I'll run the numbers properly and we'll see how we go. So I've come down the bottom here. I'm from Wanganui. Most people know that. I just had a look at Central House Movers down in Bulls. This is roughly what they were getting charged, and these were the costs that they had for their houses. And I'd look at putting one on a section that I'd looked at, and this is what it was coming in at. So as a ballpark here, we're going to start off the spreadsheet by pretty much just looking at the cost of a unit here. They have got a $95,000 home here, 123 square meters, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. That could realistically probably be 3 bedrooms, let's be honest. As we can see, all good on the inside. Bathroom, kitchens, and that are usually all good, but we're going to put some PC sum items in here, okay? So if we go back to our sheet, we're going to start off with all the service and sort of E&G components. House purchase, $95,000 for that one. So we'll just go 95K. Draftsman planning, if you've got a section, you're going to have to get someone to do some planning, draw up, and roughly look at where it's going to be. Now, if they were going to do a design, it would be about $8,500 to $10,000. Because there's already a house plan, they're just going to go in, survey, have a look exactly where it needs to go and plonk it on the section. $3,500. Council consent, depending where you are, but I mean, in the regions, this is a little bit cheaper. You're probably going to pay anywhere from $4,500 to $6,000. Insurance plus interest repayments. Now, this is interesting. Because this kind of job is essentially quite a short process, realistically, you're buying the house, plonking on the land, hooking up all the services. It doesn't take that long. The actual process of the build side is not that long at all. When we go back to the house purchase costs, most of these will include a free delivery on the truck, 2 piles within a 100K radius, okay? So house purchase plus delivery. Insurance and interest payments. So we've allowed about $1,000 there. I know you can get contracts works insurance for about $500 to $600, and your interest on, say, I don't know, $200,000. Okay, let's say it might be $1,000. So we'll double it up and we'll go 2.5 for that in insurance. Geotech sign off. If it's going to go on piles, which it will, you're going to need a geotech. $1,800 to 2 and a bit. So we'll go 2K. Project management fee. The builder's probably going to charge you a fee to do this, no doubt. You're going to be organizing, potentially using his draftsman, his subbies. He's going to do the build. He's going to help you manage everything. So we'll give him 35 hours at 75. There's not a lot of project management. Realistically, it's going to be a 4-week timeline to do this. From the moment it's consented, you're going to get it dropped on site. There's going to be hookup of services. There's going to be some landscaping, some driveways, etc., etc. So you're going to allow anywhere here probably sort of 3 to 5 weeks. Material delivery. There's going to be some deliveries from I to 10. Whether you're going to do some fencing materials, some decking materials, etc. They're about $180 each with a hire, but they could be cheaper. So there we go. Subtrades. You're going to have a plumber and an electrician for power. We'll assume that these are underground. I just got this done in Wanganui, and these were the costs that I had paid, okay? Plumber trenching, 2.5. Dig and backfill, $750. So there's a budget of around about $3,500 there to do some trenching from the road, hook up some plumbing services to get drainage to underneath, and then electrical power plus underground, around about 3.5K. There's already going to be existing wiring and power in the house, so it's just going to be a case of hooking up the house to the underground wiring. You could go overhead as well, but I think it'll be underground. Landscaping components, these are pretty much your non-negotiables here. Driveway, we've allowed 25 squares at 190. That's box and lay. I know concrete's around about $35 a square. To box in that is usually anywhere from 90 to 120, and then we always just allow some miscellaneous for some materials also. Install a little letterbox. I'm sure you could do that one yourself. There we go, one at 250. Fence standard paling. Let's assume the boundary fences are done on the property and it's a 1 intertenancy fence splitting off the section into 2. So 15 linear meters at around about 250 for a standard paling fence, okay? Planting, etc. Whatever. I'm not a planter. $850. That's what I just paid on a little spec build. 12 square meters of decking to go outside the front of the house. That'd just be like a 4x3 or something. $415 a square. In the notes there, I'll put pine premium, 90 mil. Stair landing material. Now this is for a little detail down here. If you can see this detail here, I've allowed a day's labor and then just split out the materials on that. There's not a lot on that, to be fair. So we've just put a ballpark of $1,800 for that. So if you're going to do labor, 9 times 70, 630, and the rest can be for materials. Pretty simple. Labor components. On the inside, there's going to be some touch-ups and stuff to do. I've always allowed for some jib installs, kitchen touch-ups, bathroom touch-ups. There may be some cracks, there may be some defects, etc., etc. So pretty much allowed 45 hours there, whether that's one builder for a whole week just to go through and do some touch-ups, or you want to slam two builders in there for 2 days. That's kind of how we'd work it. Rate could go up, but it's going to be non-LBP'd work for the inside, so you can get it a bit cheaper. Now for the foundations, you're going to have to set out piles. So we've gone for a site set out, 5 hours. That's to go set up all your profiles, string lines, mark out your posts, etc. Dig your post holes. Now we're just assuming, obviously, this is probably going to be like a 10 by 10, so about 100 squares, 10 by 12. Pretty much what I worked out is it was going to be, you just go your 10 divided by 1.8, and then go your 10 or your 12 across, divide that by 1.8. The 1.8 is your post spacings. Times those two numbers together, that gives you your post. So I had worked out down here, I'm pretty sure, in materials, when I come down to that, about 36 anchor piles, okay? But for the labor, install posts and brace, there's a day there. A concrete truck will be able to back right down through. You'll just have to wheelbarrow the middle 2 to 3 runs. So 4 hours, that doesn't take long at all. The truck will get the outside ones. He might even be able to stretch his bucket over and get the inside ones. Assist delivery install. So pretty much there's a budget there of $570 to do the concrete in the morning. Install fixings post to bearer, because remember the house foundation is going to have joist and bearer, so it's going to drop straight on. 12 hours, two guys are going to crawl around under there for half a day, put the CPC 40s on and the nail plates from the anchor pile Shanford post to the bearer. Baseboards might not be necessary, but we'll include it anyway. It's pretty much just going to be 10, 10, 12, and 12, so about 34 lineal meters of baseboard framing to go. We'll allow for about 400 high, so 990 space of the decking plus 10 mil gap 10, so 4 boards high. And we've allowed 34 hours there, around about 2 days for 2 guys or 3.5 days for 1 guy. Materials, all pretty simple there. Have just gone basic Mitre 10 retail rates there. Loose timber profiles, posts, gun nails, miscellaneous fixings, post-to bearer lumber lock kit. This is all stuff you'll get in your plans anyway. Allow for some weatherboard touch-ups. There's going to be some weatherboards that are cracked, split, rotten, whatever. So I've just made an allowance PC sum to install those. And that is something that we will include in here as well. Weatherboard touch-ups. And we'll just put 2 days there, fiddly work, but there's not going to be a lot depending on the condition of the house. Like I said, every job's case by case. 10 mil jib standard internal, 30 mil jib standard, allow for some bathroom materials, 32 mil jib collated screws, bond adhesives, bathroom sealants. So materials is not that exciting, about 3,800. This is where it gets a little bit interesting. Once again, PC sum, all of this, because it's all going to be different. Concrete truck supply around about 1,800 bucks. That's, you probably pay around 1,100 for those kind of for post holes. They're going to be about 500 to 700 deep, 350 by 350 or 450 by 450. Allow for a pump as well. Perhaps this is a cost you could knock off if you want to barrow down the sides and barrow down the middle. Sorry. Painting internal touch-ups. I've just allowed a ballpark budget there of internal touch-ups, around about $6,000 for inside, 3.5K for the outside. Probably not going to need this cost, but if you're replacing weatherboard, there are going to be touch-ups to do. Plumbing connection, I've allowed 4 units at $610. That's for the inside. So for bathroom, you're going to go for 3, vanity, shower, toilet, plus a kitchen 1. Could be a hot water cylinder or something as well on the outside, but these are costs you can all do as well. So electrical, a one-off connection. The underground is different, but this is just some miscellaneous allowance as well. So you've got a budget of about 3.5K. Allow for a commercial clean. Let's assume you're going to sell this or put an enter in it straight away. $800, okay? So all the sub-trade costs are coming in at 16.5. Let's roll back up to the top and crunch these numbers. So this is for a 123 square meter home. What we've got here, the grand total is roughly coming in. We'll just double check this as well. I usually just go equal sum, highlight all these outside columns. Okay, so I've got $179,000 there. Set my format for NZ dollar. Contingency, we'll put a 15% on top of that, so there's $26,000. Subtotal, so that's these two costs here, $205,875 plus GST 236,756. That's giving us a square meter rate of 1924 a square meter. Time frame, designer consent, roughly anywhere to 8 to 12 weeks, and a build to finish 3 to 5 weeks. That's from the moment it's dropped on site and you've hooked up everything, services is done, landscaping's done, so you'll probably pay 4 to 6 weeks worth of interest on the actual build costs of those, okay? So yeah, that's pretty much the numbers I have got there. That's what I've included. Please comment below if you think I'm off or if I'm out or if there's anything there that's gone completely crazy. Note one other thing, there could be some traffic management costs included in that design, but I'm not really sure. Traffic management, possible. and maybe we could just put a PC sum of $5,000 there, just while I was thinking that. But anyway, let me know, comment below if you enjoyed that video. Thank you very much, and what do you want to see me break down next?